starring June Lockhart, Hugh Riley, John Provost as Timmy, and, of course, Lassie.
Only 5 more days till the circus, and I wrote a very good letter, and my mother hardly had to help me at all.
Letter? For what?
It seems to me that anybody with a pet would know you're supposed to write a letter for the circus contest.
Contest? For a circus? Where'd you hear about it?
It seems to me that a person would read the paper. I read it every day. At least the funnies.
Well, tell me about it.
Why don't you just find out for yourself, Timmy Martin?
The what?
The newspaper. I gotta find it.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. Willy wouldn't tell me. But it's about a circus and a pet contest.
Oh, well, that sounds pretty exciting. Here, let me help you. Oh, what my pet means to me. Yes, here we are. Rules. Letters must be written by the pet owner using only one side of the paper, and only one entry is allowed to a contestant. The 6 best letters will win free admission tickets to the circus, and the judges' decisions are final. All letters must be postmarked not later than midnight the 6th. Oh, well, that's today.
I haven't got much time. Where's the pen and ink and good paper?
Oh, they're right, but they always are.
I guess I better get them.
Yes, I guess you have. What are you going to write?
I'll write that she's the very best dog in the whole world.
I'm sure we'd all agree with that. But what are you going to write?
That she's the very best dog in the whole world.
Mm-hmm. I think every other pet owner would feel exactly the same way about his pet, and will say so, too.
Then what shall I write?
Well, why don't you tell about one of the times when Lassie actually risked her life for you, or for someone else? I think that'd be very interesting.
Like the time you got caught in that cougar trap.
Oh, yes. She was certainly brave then. I'm not likely to forget it in a hurry.
There was this big cougar that came to our woods because of a forest fire. An honest-to-goodness state hunter came and set some traps to catch him. And he told us to keep Lassie safe in the house and not to go near the traps. But Mom had a flat tire and got caught in one.
Oh, hey!
Listen, you go in and tell Mrs. Bates to hold up for a few minutes, and then Mom will be along and we can all sit down together.
Okay.
Help! Help! Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Lassie, do you remember the C-clamp that the trapper brought? Well, I think I left it on the sink. Would you go get it for me? Hurry, Lassie! Lassie. Lassie. Lassie.
And Lassie saved my mom from that cougar, and we ate the spare ribs. And how could any pet be braver than that? Yours truly, Timmy Martin.
Through, Mom.
All right, then. I think you'd better hurry if you want to get that letter in the mail. Mr. Huff will be here any minute. I'll get you a stamp. Here. That's the boy. There you are.
Come on, Lassie. You can run faster than I can, Lassie. If you want to go to the circus, you better get this letter to Mr. Huff. He's going to have to make another stop, and you can catch him. Go, girl, go! Thanks, Lassie. You sure came just in time. We were taking the shortcut to the creek when that mean dog came at us. What's the trouble, Lassie? Lassie, wait!
Help! Help! Is that you, Lassie? Go get somebody. I'm blind. Them needles. Go on, Lassie. I need help. Go get somebody. Good girl, Lassie. But you go get help. Help.
Lassie! Lassie, come here! Come here, girl! Lassie, now you come here, girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Now, Lassie, you go get me that calf. Go get that calf, Lassie. Go get her. I sure do thank you, Lassie. You know, I don't know whether I could have chased her any longer or not. I'm about tuckered out. Well, now, what do you want? What's the trouble? Well, I know you're trying to tell me something, but what? Well, you want me to go with you? Sure. Come on. Now, you just wait there till I tie up this skittish heifer, and I'll be right with you.
Oh, is that you, Lassie?
Say, what's going on here?
Oh, thank heavens. Who is it?
Who is it? It's Sam Burke, Silas. What's wrong?
Oh, I got hit in the face with a tree branch here. My eyes are full of fir needles.
Here, let me take a look. Say, you did get a smack. How'd it happen?
Oh, I'll tell you later. First, I've got to get this mail to the post office.
First, we gotta get you to a doctor. Now, get over. That's a girl, Lassie. You've done your good deed for the day. Now, you go along home. Move over.
What took you so long? I was going down to the creek to look for crawdads. It's too late now. That's all right, girl. Mom wouldn't have let us keep them anyway.
Oh, you don't have to shout like that. I'm right here. Hello, Willy.
Wait until you hear what Lassie did yesterday. It's just like I wrote about in my contest letter.
Oh?
She practically saved Melody's life.
Really? Well, that is something to shout about. What happened?
Yesterday, Melody and I were on our way to the creek, so Melody could have a swim. Geese like to swim, you know.
Oh, yes, I know.
We'll tell her about the fight.
Fight?
A great big dog was going to kill Melody, and Lassie came up, and she and that dog had a terrible fight.
Lassie won, and she saved Melody.
Lassie just flew at that vicious dog. She was wonderful.
Oh, Mr. Huff, what happened to you?
Oh, you know what they say about mailmen. Neither rain nor wind nor snow nor storm shall stop them from their appointed rounds. Well, a little fir branch near did yesterday.
Don't tell me you ran into a tree.
No. Tree ran into me.
Gosh.
I got blinded by being hit in the face with a tree branch. And Lassie come along about that time and went and fetched Sam Burke to come and help me.
Well, how are your eyes?
Oh, doctor says I'll be all right in a few days. Thanks to Lassie and Sam for getting me to him on time. Oh, by the way, I found this letter at the post office this morning, Timmy. I figured Lassie must have dropped it on the truck floor yesterday. The address was so smudged you could hardly read it.
My letter. Just look at it.
Well, I'll tell you what you do. You just rewrite the name and address on it, and I'll see it gets delivered.
It's too late now.
Oh, don't say that. Ain't never too late to mail a letter. Well, talk about being late. I better get going. I was late yesterday. Don't want to be late again today.
Oh, don't you worry about it, Mr. Huff. Nobody could be expected to read that.
Thanks again, Lassie. And if ever you need a special favor, just remember, I'm mighty in your debt. Well, you sure you don't want me to mail that letter for you? Well, goodbye.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Huff.
Goodbye. Was it your contest letter?
It was supposed to be.
It was a good one, too. It's too bad it didn't get there.
Gosh, Lassie. Why weren't you a little more careful with it?
You shouldn't blame Lassie, Timmy. She was only trying to help Melody and me and Mr. Huff.
Well, it's too bad you didn't know about the contest sooner.
That's my fault. I should have told him, but... Well, my Melody is only a goose.
I understand.
Anyhow, it just isn't fair. Everybody knows you shouldn't be punished just because Lassie was being a good smartin'.
A what?
A good smartin', like the Bible says.
Oh, a good Samaritan.
Yes, that's what I said, a good smartin'. I going straight home and tell my mother about this. She won't think it's fair either. Bye, Mrs. Martin. Bye, Timmy. Bye, Lassie.
Bye.
Goodbye, Willie. Timmy, I know it's a big disappointment for you, but, well, there'll be other contests and other circuses. Come on now. How about having a piece of coconut cake I baked this afternoon?
I'm not hungry. Coconut? I guess we might as well. Dad, yeah, I turned on the radio. They're going to announce the winners of the pet contest.
Well, there's a big league ball game on, son. Wouldn't you rather listen to that?
I want to hear who wins the pet contest.
Oh, I think the baseball will be more interesting, dear. Timmy, there'll be other circuses.
It isn't just going to the circus, Mom. It's more important than that. Well, Lassie's the very best dog in the world. And I think she should win so everybody will know she's the best.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Melody's a nice goose. But did she ever carry Willy's books to school?
Well, Melody's a different sort of a pet, dear.
I know, like Jody and his goat.
Jody and his goat?
The goat pulls a wagon, but it never saved Jody from falling in the lake.
Go ahead, son. You can turn on the radio and listen to it if you want to.
Well, we had an amazing response to our little pet contest. I had no idea that you kids had so many and so varied a collection of pets. Pollywogs and garter snakes.
That's Bill Anderson.
Of course, some of the letters were a little hard to read, and some of them were a little unbelievable. But the decision of the judges was final. Here are the winners. Gordon and Keith Evans, Marion Bartell, Wilbert Gossinger, Kenneth Ryan, Monette Weiss, and Albert Gamo. Now, these lucky winners will receive their tickets to sideshow coupons through the mail. We were going to read 6 of the best letters tonight, and also name the pets. But we have a couple of guests here that can tell you a much more interesting story. There's a young lady here that went to a lot of trouble to bring these 2 gentlemen here. We'll let her tell her story in her own way. Willie Brewster, the mic is all yours.
Well, there was one letter that didn't get in time, and I guess I'm part of the reason. Timmy Martin wrote a letter and gave it to his pet Lassie to take to our postman, Mr. Huff. Lassie came by as a mean dog was going to bite my pet Melody. I called to Lassie, and she chased the dog away.
She kept coming right along after my mail truck, and along about that time, I got a mite careless, and a tree branch hit me smack dab in the face. Darn near knocked my eyes out. Near knocked my eyes out, I say. And then when Lassie came up, why, I sent her for help.
Oh, and I was chasing down the road after a heifer of mine that had got loose. And I saw Lassie coming, and, well, first she caught my heifer for me. And then she guided me over to Mr. Huff so that I could drive him to the doctor's.
And all this help from Lassie explains why Timmy Martin's contest letter got so beat up that the post office couldn't read the address on it. And that's why his letter didn't get to the newspaper in time to make the deadline.
How about that, folks? Here's a pet owner who wrote a letter, and just because his pet took so much time helping friends in trouble, the letter wasn't delivered in time. Well, both the Calvert and Sentinel and I want to thank Willie Brewster, Mr. Huff, Mr. Burke, for being here at the studio tonight and giving us this wonderful story. Of course, there's no question that Timmy Martin's letter arrived too late for the contest. But because of the manner in which Lassie went out of her way to help her friends and neighbors in this unselfish fashion, the Sentinel is giving a special prize. Lassie and Timmy Martin will receive reserved seats for the circus, also coupons entitling them to a sideshow, peanuts, popcorn, hot dogs, all the pink lemonade they can drink. and they'll be delivered by Mr. Huff tomorrow morning. Congratulations, Lassie and Timmy. Have fun at the circus.
Yippee! We're going to the circus! We're going to the circus! You know what? I'm going to bring home a balloon and part of my popcorn for Willy.
Well, I'd say she deserves it.
Oh, boy, we're going to the circus!
I'm glad for you, son.
I'm sorry I scolded you about messing up that letter. Besides, even if they did get it, they might not have been able to read it. My teacher says my handwriting's not very good.